What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video of Filling Your Cup. I'm your host, David.
I'm your other host, Calvin. What's up?
And today we're going to be talking about a story, right? TikTok and Wechat is to be banned from the US App Store starting Sunday. So 9/20 is when it will be banned from the App Store. So no more downloads. And I guess the reason why it's getting banned is because the U.S. government believe that the Chinese Communist Party is using these data collected through these apps to threaten the national security, our foreign policies, and the economy of the U.S. So for people who don't use these two apps, we'll go over a little bit of what they are, and I guess why is it such a big deal? So I'm going first with the Wechat. So Wechat is owned by, got some notes here, is owned by Tencent Holdings, which is a Chinese company, right? And so why is this such a big deal? The big deal is because a lot of people feel that the Chinese government, they play a big role in these companies, right? They, even though like they might not have like a stockholder interest by the books, but behind the curtain, right? They're pulling the strings, right? They have control of who owns these companies, right? That's kind of like how people are speculating how it's companies are ran in China. Like for example, Jack Ma, who owns Alibaba, I think like China forced Jack Ma to like sell a majority of his shares to China so they can be like the majority owner. So that's kind of how they work behind the scene to like control these companies, right? Because the big thing about China is they're all really big on control. So they want to be able to just oversee everything, right? So WeChat is, so what I realized that WeChat is not just like a messaging app. So it has like an active monthly user of roughly 1.15 million people. It's like a one-stop shop app, right? So it's basically like a Lyft, Uber Eats, Postmates, just everything you can think of on app. You can do it on WeChat. So you can pay your bills, you can book tickets. So a lot of people use this because it's really convenient, right? You can do all these like mundane tasks on just one app, right? So that's why a lot of people use it. So but the really big part about WeChat is that it's really it's control. It's really like there's a lot of censorship on it. It's so you can't really post anything that's kind of taboo topics. Like, you know, you can't talk bad about the China government or else it's gonna get deleted. Like your message is gonna get deleted. And WeChat itself, they have a AI algorithm to search for these posts, so it'll like delete it like often, like right away, so that it doesn't get so like the China's cybersecurity team doesn't like get on the app. And like it's because like, if they see people posting, you know, all these like nonsense about China, they're gonna like flag the app kind of deal, and they're gonna be like, hey, we're not gonna let you operate this app anymore because you guys are talking all these nonsense about our country, right? So that's kind of a little background on WeChat, and I think Calvin's gonna go over what like TikTok is.
Yeah, and going off of what you said, I mean, everyone and their Asian moms use WeChat. You know,
Everybody.
a lot of they get a lot of information from WeChat as well. Maybe false information, real information, who knows? But information is what they get. Thanks, Dave. But TikTok. So TikTok, widely popular app among the millennial and Gen Y generation, the youth generation. Basically a video, social media video app that you could record 15 seconds of content. You could play it back, speed it up, slow it down, put music in the background. Mostly the youth are singing and dancing to these widely viral popular dances, to the TikTok dances, with music in their background. So it's huge. You build up a big subscriber platform. A lot. You monetize your videos. you put ads on there. So it's not only a 15-second video social media platform. It's also people's livelihoods as well. So the
It's kind
idea
of
of
like a mini YouTube, right?
mini YouTube,
Yeah.
mini Snapchat, all that combined into one thing that that YouTube and Snapchat didn't get right. For some reason, TikTok, it flew up the charts, widely popular among the youth. So, the idea of banning TikTok and banning, a lot of the people's livelihoods is questionable, but in the defense of national security, you know, necessarily in order to protect the interests of
So
Americans.
we want to dive in more why we think banning the WeChat app is like it's kind of like justified. I think it's justified. But like for in terms of TikTok, like TikTok, right? People post videos where they want to share with the world anyways, right? So I don't really get why they want to ban like that app. If like if about everything that they all the data they collect is basically people's videos, and people want to share those videos anyway. So it's not private videos. It's like videos they want to share. So I don't really get why they would want to ban TikTok. But you have a thought why they would want to ban it, right?
Yeah, I mean, data is data, right? Location is data. Whether people input their credit cards is data, their names, their address, it's all data to be collected and used by,
Right, but I'm talking more for TikTok though, like because TikTok you don't do any of that though. You only post videos, right?
well, yeah, I mean, mainly videos with the dances, but you still, create a profile. You still download it on your cell phone, which contain other information too, like your credit cards, your location, and wherever you take your cell phone, it
So
could
the
be
app itself, when you download it, is questionable because there could be some backdoor bug or something, right? That can hack your phone.
some hidden coding that allows the owner to hack in.
So I guess the point is they're scared of getting hacked. The user's phone getting hacked by who owns the app, right? Which is a Chinese company, right?
Chinese company.
So
Chinese company.
I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes
Yep,
sense.
and they use and send their data, to the Chinese government, because you know it's
So
Chinese government.
so okay, so let's go back to WeChat, right? Because WeChat is like the app that most people use, and it's widely popular. I mean, hence the 1.15 million active monthly users. So, do you think it's justified to ban it in the U.S.? Because like a lot of people are arguing that it's impinging on the first amendment right, which is freedom of speech / no communicate. So, do you think that hinges on the first amendment or no?
I mean, yeah, oh, definitely. So, um, if what was my point again? Oh, if if it comes to our national security, if it definitely comes to our national security, then by any means necessary to kind of neutralize the threat or kind of take
Well,
up the
well,
measures.
I think you're
What?
missing. I think my question is, do you think it impinges on our First Amendment? So, do you think by banning this, it's impinging on our First Amendment rights of freedom of speech?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, so for example, I could protest. I could protest. Say this is bad. I don't like this. That's my freedom of speech, right? The right to freedom to speech and protest
Mhm.
and press. But if I say I'm going to kill someone, this and that, you know, is that really impinging the freedom of speech? But because I'm threatening another, I'm going to kill
Yeah,
this.
it is though. It is. Well, you can't incite violence. That's the thing, though. Because once you incite violence, then
Exactly.
it's not freedom of speech anymore.
Right. So that's the thing is banning TikTok and WeChat. What's the fine line in that, right? Is stealing data with among Americans, infringing freedom of speech, or is it just
Mm.
um, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. So I guess the end of the day is we're banning this, right? Because the government is scared that it's threatening national security because they are stealing. There are, I mean, we don't know if they're stealing, but let's just assume they are. Like any company that can collect data, they're basically stealing data, right? They're gonna sell that data to somebody, right? So let's assume like everybody, all these companies operate on the same constraint, right? They if they collect data, they get to sell it. That's kind of what it is. So I think I don't think this is I think this the ban is justified because if you look at China, right, they also ban a lot of our apps, right? They ban Facebook, Google, YouTube. They ban anything that they ban any apps that's foreign to them, right? That's not China's own apps, right? So why do they do that? They ban that because
Americans.
they're scared of like what the citizens might see on YouTube and on Facebook and this stuff, right? Because all these apps are basically like a source of media, right? And you get a lot of news on you can Google it, like what's going on in Hong Kong, boom, like you find what's going on. You YouTube what's going on in Hong Kong, boom, like you see all this like whether it's real news or fake news, you see different perspectives, right? But right now, China, they control all their media, right? So whatever you see is whatever they want you to see, right? So
Right.
that's kind of like they have really high level of censorship in China. So I don't think I don't know why. Okay, so I can see why Asian Americans predominantly because they're the ones who uses this app the most. I can see why they are upset of this ban, right? Because they are. I think I can argue that most of our parents are they're like really friendly with China. They're kind of like pro China, right? I can say that because I think my family like everybody like they are a big fan of China. Like they like China. So when President Trump like declared his ban, they're gonna be like upset. Like why are you banning this app that which just let us communicate with like China, right? So like people in China, right? Or just our peer or among themselves in America, right? So I can see why they're upset. But then if you think about it, like China bans all of our app too because of for the same national security threat, right? Which is
Yeah. Yeah, nicknamed the Great Wall, the Great Firewall of China. So, they are going off what you said. They like to rule with the iron fist. They control the media, control what their citizens see, um, in order to kind of create this narrative, create this media and the information, the propaganda, if you will, in their minds. So they, um, in a sense, control uh, their citizens. Um, making sure they're well behaved, making sure they're, believe what the government wants them to believe.
yeah. I mean that's more towards like how they're running their country, which we're not really here whether it's right or wrong. But I guess what my point was that I can see why Asian Americans would be upset, but I don't see why China would be upset. Why would China be upset that we're banning them, right? Because I think they're like talking about retaliation and stuff like that. But I'm like, how can you retaliate if you don't let like you ban YouTube, Google, and all these other American companies from your country already? Like you didn't give them a chance to even come in. Like at least we let you guys operate. When I say you guys, I meant the company from China. We let you guys operate here, but you guys has to play by our rules, right? And our rules right now is we're scared that you're collecting the data which can harm our national security, and we gave you an option to sell your company or sell it to American company and operate under our rules and regulation, right? So this way we can like you say, we can fact check what like your policies and see if you're following our guideline, right? Which I think it's totally fair. I think it's totally fair because like if for example if like China was like if they allow like Facebook, YouTube, and everything operating in China, but then like we're like, hey, no, you can't operate for WeChat, then I can see how it could be like it's like I can see how it's like treated unfairly. But in this case, they banned our like social media platforms there, so
Yeah.
I feel like this is justified, and we gave it an option. We gave them an option to sell it, right? If you to hand over like that company to sell it to American companies so they can like manage it, oversee it. You can still make money. You still make the same money. Like I mean, I don't know if you still make the same money, but you still make money. But it's gonna be played under our rules, so we get to like audit it basically. So
Sure,
I think it's justified. I think this ban is totally justified.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, just national security alone. Um, yeah, yeah.
Because right now the warfare is not on like it's not really on weapons. It's on data. I think data is how you
Like,
win the current. Data is how you win in this current climate, right? And I mean, and this is I mean I don't know why it took so long for this ban to even like come. I think it should have been like right when they started WeChat. They're like, hey, we should start looking into this, and then I mean better late than never, right? Because I mean I think right now all countries are kind of like unhinged. Like everybody's like it's kind of hard to trust one another and. I mean, and this is a really big. This is like a really. This is like a really. This is like a Trojan horse in our country, right? Because it's WeChat. I mean, they say it's just a very useful app that everybody can use, but then deep down, like you don't. There's a lot of data collecting. This, especially you got all your credit cards, you got your travel plans, you got everything in there. Like that's a little too much data for one app to handle. That's
yeah,
the thing though. Like other apps, it's like one app handles differently, right? So like you have a grocery app, you have an Uber app, you have another app. So it's like different companies operating this. This is one company operating under one umbrella, controlling like all these aspects of like these different functions, right? Which is like ride sharing, flying, like food service, credit cards. So it's
money
kind of like this
jumps,
is too much. It's too much power. It's kind of like an Amazon. They have too much power.
yeah.
It, that's the thing. I feel like it's like Amazon. They have too much power. Like they have too much market share. They have too much. Yeah, they have too much control of this aspect. I guess I don't know. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, and another incentive for kind of China to block all these American companies is China is known for their cheap labor and their copycats, right? So in order to block all these American
That's a
companies
bootleg.
from taking over the Chinese tech social market share, uh, they block them while they create their own. So they have a chance to kind of accelerate their rise in the
Yo, that's a good point. Think about it though. They ban U.S.
Facebook.
companies in their country, right? So
Yeah,
company can't get their market share. But then
yeah,
they release their own similar platform, and then
exactly.
it can be released into to America, and they can
Exactly.
take market. That's some next level, man. That's some next level stuff, man. That's true though. That's true though. So they could
Yeah,
take our market share and every other country's market share, but no one else can take their market share because they only operate under themselves. Yeah, that's true, man. It's gotta be a fair trade, man. We're
yeah,
all big on fair trade around here, so that is true.
yeah. Uh, Anything you want to add? Let's see.
I mean, end of the day, I think this ban is justified, and I don't think there should be any I don't think there should be any I guess
Backlash.
complaints from China because what do we always complain about? You banned all of our shit already, right? Like what is the complaint about? Like we just started banning your stuff, so I mean I think it's totally justified and yeah I think it's a good I think this is a great step forward in protecting our national security because I think like yeah like now in the current climate I think data is the new source of ammo if you want to
Right. And the more data you collect, the more you could kind of feed into and build AI, artificial intelligence,
yeah
which
yeah I mean data with data you can do anything right with data you can with data is how you strategize your next moves and the more data you have the more options you have so that's kind of what it is so yeah, let us know in comments below if you feel like this ban is justified or if it's not justified, and if it's like impinging, if it is if it is impinging on our First Amendment rights. I guess you can like maybe argue why we should not ban this app. Um, yeah, but like like always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know how we can do better. And yeah, anything to add, Calvin?
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how we could do better in our next videos.
You
Let
just
us know what you want to see. What do you want us to talk about or debate about in our next videos? Or just watch us drink boba, you know?
I mean, yo, what's sexier than watching an Asian guy drink boba? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah,
Go.
until next time, stay safe out there.